Alrighty, let's do desktop video here. There you go. We're having a look see at some Jeeps. I'm watching a little bit of Peanut while I'm doing this. Alright, so I might. These look kind of nice. Oh wait, what is that coming soon? I don't know. I don't know. That's kind of fugly. Yeah. Iconic. These are iconic as fuck. Yes. Oh, they didn't even show the 2016, man. Years. Man, that's a good looking Jeep. Okay, but this is. I don't know. That way doesn't look the same. Not helpful at all. Option. Line up with industry leading IC program system. Okay. Well, definitely not gonna be buying a new model of anything. Let's see. What does monotone mean? Silver looks decent. Ooh, gray interior. That looks pretty nice. Oh, look at all that piano black, though. And then a whole touch. Not a single button in sight, really. And they've changed all the controls to the front of the steering wheels. Okay. Laughing at Peanut. Macintosh speakers? The fuck is that? Phew. 60 grand. Hell no. But be fun to test drive, though. He's still waking up. Hell yeah. Look at all those hard buttons still. Hell yeah. Four door. Okay, so the Rubicon does have the 4x1 transfer case. What's the difference between... There we go. Compare models. Let's see. Yeah, the fuel economy on the 392 is not available. I wonder why. Damn, it's a 6.4 liter. Holy shit. 2 times bigger displacement. It's got an 8-speed. Body color? Oh, hardtop. So let's take a look. Wrangler Rubicon versus Rubicon X. Okay, let's give it a go.
My name is Casey, and behind me I have two 2024 Jeep Wranglers. One is a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon and the other one is a Jeep Wrangler Rubicon X. Now the X is a new addition for 2024. White Rock Dodge just happens to have both of them in stock. They haven't sold it, they've only been here a couple days, and I was fortunate enough to get my hands on both for a few minutes. So what I wanted to do in this video, one, I wanted to give you guys some of my thoughts and opinions of some of the mostly cosmetic changes, but there are a few other changes with the 2024 update to the Jeep Wrangler. But I also wanted to do a comparison of some of the features of the Rubicon versus the Rubicon X, because the Rubicon X is now the top trim that you can get from Jeep, and there are some pretty distinct differences between the two, and I thought this video would help you guys out if you're trying to figure out which one you may want to purchase or take a look at in the future. And if you don't waste any time, you can come down here to White Rock Dodge and check them out yourself and maybe pick one up. Otherwise, you can talk to the awesome team here about getting one brought in for yourself. But let's take a look at both of these Jeeps here. You're probably thinking, well, this is a completely stock Jeep versus a modified Jeep. Yes, the blue Jeep on our left has been modified by our awesome friends over at Epic Adventure Outfitters. So there are going to be a few distinct differences, such as having a lift kit and having 37-inch tires and a winch on the front. For the purpose of this video and this review, it's not really going to make a difference because we're going to be taking a look at a bunch of other things. Now, the first thing that you can notice right off the bat is the new grille. 2024 has introduced a new grille to the Jeep Wrangler, and you can get it in two variations. Now, this one is color matched black to the rest of the body, but you can also get a black grille on a different colored Jeep Wrangler. And then over here on the left, on the blue one, you can definitely see the difference in the front grille now because we have the black inserts, but we have a much more hollow grille. This is going to improve airflow. I'm not sure 100% if it has anything to do with some of the increased capacity for towing, because there are now two variations, 3,500 pounds and 5,000. I think it's 5,000 pounds. I'll correct myself right here. In the Jeep Wrangler, they have upped the rating, but it's definitely going to allow for more airflow coming through. You can see this is completely hollow between each of these stanchions, and the grille is very open to allow more airflow. But it definitely changes the design if you're going with a body colored grille versus well, this is a gloss black. You can get a black grille on a colored Jeep, and I think that would be the way to go because it definitely hides some of the controversy between this kind of looking like a Renegade. Now, the other thing that I hadn't noticed and I hadn't really seen anybody talking about are the new crash cans that come on these bumpers. Now, I need to figure this out because this is a 2024, but you can see how much smaller the crash cans are. Look at the crash cans on this one. They stick out substantially more. Like, this is several inches more from the bumper. So I need to figure out exactly what the difference is and why this has this. They may have put a earlier model steel bumper because these bumpers can be harder to get. I'll check with them, but this may be a 23 or older front bumper. So I would be expecting to see these massive crash cans on the new Jeeps, as well as they have a new license plate frame here. But we've got a winch already tucked in here. So if you do have the steel bumper on the Rubicon or the Rubicon X, you can still get an aftermarket kit to add a winch to it. So even with the bumper updates, we still have the removable end caps if you want to make clearance for larger tires. But you can see here, we have 37-inch tires on here then, and we still don't have any clearance issues. But if you want to get that stubby bumper look from the factory, you can just unbolt these end caps in about 5 minutes and away you go. Now, the other visual appearance that you may be noticing, and it's a little harder to notice because the Rubicon X is all black, but you can only now get a paint matched hardtop. Let me close this door for you guys. You can only get a paint matched hardtop and paint matched fenders in the top trim Rubicon X. Before, when you were ordering and configuring your Jeep, you could actually select to have this upgrade added, versus the flat black plastic fenders, as well the flat black plastic roof. Now, you may think this is just purely cosmetic. The thing to consider though is that rock chips show up completely different on the painted fenders versus the black fenders. And you're thinking, well, yeah, let's get the black fenders, because why would we want to mar up painted fenders? However, you can get paint protection film to put over this painted surface, and it will prevent rock chips. Now, from the factory, they put a little bit of paint protective film on here, but you can go to one of your auto detailer shops that sells that and get them to put even more on there, or 2 coats, and protect that paint and keep it looking fresh and new. The problem that I have seen on older Jeeps with these black plastic fenders,
you can even see
they just get marred up. You can't put protective film on them, and when rocks hit them, it will basically just mar up and chunk the plastic. So I don't feel like the black plastic fenders have the durability that painted ones can have if you add a little bit of paint protective film to them. Other than that, these are both Rubicon, so they have the Highline Rubicon fenders, which is going to give you more clearance for larger tires on both of these. And on the Rubicon, we have the black hardtop. So on the inside, we still have the white interior. Now on this one, we actually have the Sky Touch top, so we can open this all the way. And this does change the look of the Jeep on the inside, because now your roof is a dark black, and I actually prefer this. I find it less glary, and this is something that I notice significantly between my Jeeps with the soft top that I have that has the black inner liner versus the hard top that has the white inner liner. It is less glary. It doesn't feel any hotter or cooler with a black inside of the roof, but definitely looks nice with the Skyview One Touch top. And if you want to get that color match,
what is a Skyview One Touch? I don't know.
Then you have to go with the Rubicon X. Now, the other big exterior feature that has changed in all of the 2024s, as the Ginger mentioned in his review of the 2024 models, these are now fully trail rated. They're not just trail rated on one side, they have trail rated badges on both sides. This is where you used to find your radio antenna. If you still listen to AM FM radio, it used to be on the side of the Jeep, but that is not a difference between the Rubicon and the Rubicon X. You'll find that on all 2024s, and Jeep is now including your radio antenna built into the glass.
Oh no.
I think this is a bit of a controversial change, because Jeeps are absolutely notorious for getting rock chips and cracks on their windows now. And the only thing this is going to do is make it more expensive to replace them. Let's take a look at the interior of both of these, because that is the other place that Jeep made some big changes for 2024 with the addition of power seats, and they have updated the navigation console and the whole console dash area of the Jeeps. So let's see if there's much difference between the Rubicon and the Rubicon X. Now, I do know that you have to order the Rubicon X if you want to get those new power seats from Jeep. So Jeep is offering in the 2024 models of the Rubicon X power seats on both the driver's side and the passenger side. So this is the other thing to consider. If you want leather seats in your new Rubicon, you need to get the Rubicon X. You cannot order them with leather seats in the regular Rubicon. However, they still are nice seats, but these are very much like the previous model year seats. You still have your adjuster knob for up and down, and you can kind of give it some tilt with this ratchety thing, and you've got the fabric hook to bring your back forward, and you can push the back, and then you've got the lever.
Wait, what's the
down, and your seats, you still have your adjuster knob for up and down, and you can kind of give it some tilt with this ratchety thing, and you've got the fabric. And then you've got Ginger and I were debating was are these seats actually higher because we feel like our heads are hitting the roll bar above the actually higher. The thing that the Ginger and I were debating was slide the seat forward and back. Something that the Ginger and I were debating was, are these seats actually higher because we feel like our heads are hitting the roll bar above the seat. We're both over 6 feet tall, so we generally have our seat all the way to the back, and kind of notice some of these things. After looking at this a little bit, I was really trying to figure out if that was true. So I sat in my Wrangler, I sat in both of these, the power seats, the non-power seats, and tried to do a comparison. Was adding the power seats actually putting you closer to this roll bar behind you? And I think the answer is no. I would have to measure it to know exactly, but feeling, sitting in all 3 Jeeps, I don't think that the seat is any higher by default. But what has changed is Jeep has changed the roll bar in the new Jeeps, in the 2024s. And now they have changed how the lights work. So they've added lighting up near the front. Instead of having a quad pod in the middle, you now have this light bar at the front, and you have lights for your rear passengers on this side. But what they've done, I'll put 2 pictures side by side to compare so you guys can see what I'm talking about, old versus new, or pre-24 and 24 and beyond, is that this now butts out further. This used to be recessed more. So now what's happening is when you put your seat all the way back, if you need all that extra room, so now what's happening is
hell no,
your head can hit this easier. In my 2020, which would be the same all the way up to 2023, there is a bit more of a recess here, and so if my seat is all the way back and tilted back a bit, my head isn't hitting this as easily. But I am noticing it is a lot easier to hit my head in these newer Jeeps. Let me show you the Rubicon X with the power seats for comparison. So once again, very similar space. It doesn't really matter if you have the power seats or not, but if I put my head all the way back on the headrest, the top and the back of my head is hitting this
collision
redesigned overhead bar. So something to think about. But honestly, you'd have to be reclined a bit and with your seat all the way back to actually notice that. And I'm 6'2". If you bring your seat just forward a little bit, give it a little tilt, just like we have here. Now I can sit with my head here, my hand out to drive. I can reach the pedals no problem, and my head doesn't hit this. And now we have the new style overhead lights on this, because we do not have any overhead lights in the front of the Jeep. This is the only place you're gonna get, I guess, an overhead or map light is gonna come from behind you. I wanna talk a little bit more about the power seats before I move to the dash and steering wheel area. So one thing I do notice getting in and out of the Rubicon X with the power seats is, let me show you, this plastic piece here, when you get out and fold the side bolster down, because these aren't really high bolsters, you rub against this plastic because it comes very high and there's not a lot of material here before you run into it. By comparison, in the regular Rubicon without the power seats and with the cloth seats, which you can't get leather in the regular Rubicon, you have to get the Rubicon X, there is no plastic here, and so when you get out, your rear end is not hitting and not compressing this and hitting the plastic as you slide out. And real quick comparison of the materials between the leather and the fabric. We've got a fabric very similar to the earlier models if you didn't order leather. I don't have leather in my Jeep. The one thing that I notice with not having leather is, to me, it seems to hold up more over time. I find that leather gets all crinkly and creased along here over time. And that's why I went with the fabric. I find it a bit more durable, as well as it's not hot in the summer and it's not super cold in the winter. However, the leather is very nice. It's very soft. It feels a little bit more bolstered with the leather seats. That's just my feeling. I've been told that they are designed the same, but seats in the regular Rubicon. So that is something to consider, and crinkles. So I would highly recommend. Now there's one other key thing to note about the seats, cloth versus leather. And this is going to be in the back seats. So if you are used to having cup holders right here in your floor of your Jeep, in the Rubicon X with leather, there are no cup holders here anymore. And to me, that would drive me nuts. The cup holders have moved into the seat. Now we've seen this before in previous models of the Gladiator. I don't know if this, I'm pretty sure that the previous models with leather have cup holders down here on the floor. I do know you can purchase.
It could be nice
an
if you don't have many
aftermarket
people
setup
back
for that,
but,
if you want to put your cup holders back here. But that is something to note. You get cup holders in a flip down center portion of the rear seat versus there's nothing. There's no flip down here in the cloth, and you still have your cup holders down here on the floor. Now, I actually just noticed something as I was showing you this. No longer do we have MOLLE panels on the backs of the seats, neither on the cloth edition or whatever you want to call them, bins, and these will fatigue over time and get saggy. We've seen this type of system for several years now in the front on the doors, and everybody that has a Jeep knows if you start putting stuff in here, these will get saggy and loose, and yeah, that's no fun. One last thing, I was trying to figure out if this would be an advantage of having the power seats, and that is having memory seats. I don't see any buttons in here to do with memory seats. Why do we have one of these? That's interesting. Why we have, I'm gonna go check the other one to see if this has, this might have a smoker's package or something. Usually this is a flip down flap on here, and here we have a actual lighter, but there are no programmable buttons to set up and have a memory seat. As far as the center console goes, we still have the exact same center console. This is leather cover. It's definitely a different material. It's more of a vinyl material, but remains the same in both models. Wrangler, that is the dash. Now, the dashes in both of these are identical. The Rubicon X and the Rubicon.
They really do not press.
Okay, let's move to the biggest update of the new Wrangler. That is the dash. Now, the dashes in both of these are identical. The Rubicon X and the Rubicon both have this now textured rubbery feeling dash to them. It's nice to see that we don't have the red insert that we've seen in the Rubicons for so long in every color variation. It drove me nuts that every color you order in a Rubicon had a red matte dash, unless you ordered brown leather, then they would change this to a silver. But now it is actually textured, and it has a stitching down here in the middle. We still have red stitching regardless of the color, whether you order black or blue or any of the other fun colors that Jeep offers. Both the Rubicon and Rubicon X have the same steering wheel. It is slightly updated. It is a nicer feeling leather than the previous models. My 2020 doesn't quite feel as nice as this. However, it doesn't feel as fat and racy as my, well, Gladiator that started out as a Mojave. But the big update to the 2020, just walk you through the dash. Let me turn off the air conditioning here. For the most part, the dash in the center area is the same. It's the same digital. Here is going to be both up above the screen and this new screen. I don't know, gauges, RPM, and speed. The big difference here is going to be both up above the screen and this new screen. I don't know what you guys think of this new screen, but let me walk you through it a little bit here. Above the dash, this very much looks like what the 4xe had in previous model years. So we have a little rubber section to put your coins, or I don't know, hair elastics or whatever you might put up here. But it's definitely gonna need some different mods for if you put a bar on here. They didn't add any mounting options like we've seen in like the Bronco, for instance, to put any accessories up here, or dash cams, or to mount your phone to. But I think the need to mount your phone is definitely reduced by the upgrade of wireless Android Auto and CarPlay. So you can see this automatically connected to my phone right away.
Cool to get a large screen.
Just turning the vehicle on. I didn't completely start it, but
because then it looks like it sits up higher.
JK.
Oh my
We'll discuss the differences between the display mounting method and the wiring. By the end of our video, you'll understand the differences between these two kits. Take the height and radio module, and we're sitting a few inches out from the dash bracket. This results in the height and display sitting a few inches out from the dash. Many people refer to this as a floating display. This is popular in many of today's vehicles like Audi, BMW, Toyota, and many more. If you're interested in a more factory type of appearance, our new Heighten kit is designed to incorporate the Heighten into the dash, making it look like it came from the factory this way. This new kit also greatly simplifies the installation because all of the wiring is plug and play. The original kit requires making wiring connections between the Heighten harness and the vehicle harness. So you have to connect 14 clamping or the Jeep wiring and plugs directly into the Heighten. K
Okay.
installation kits are completely compatible with the Heighten Multimedia Infotainment Unit.
It does have a knob. I
So
like
whether
that.
you're looking for a factory, sleek, integrated design, or if you're looking for more of a tablet-style mount, both of these kits will offer great feature upgrades for your Jeep.
See how much it costs. Oh gosh. Stinger. Wrangler. JK. $1,000, but that's, I mean, the Wrangler. Cool. Okay, we'll keep an eye out for other things.
We
I
now
mean, because this
have
is just
the
like
screen
long and
here that
weird.
you can see. This is a wide
I'd
screen.
rather have something that
They've
sticks up a
gotten
little
rid
bit
of
higher,
the
so I'm not
circular
looking
vents
down.
off to the side, and they now have these vents down below right here that you can play with. Button, which is now sitting recessed behind this stitched leather panel. It looks to me a bit like an afterthought, to be honest, guys. Like, that Jeep didn't design anything, they just kind of smashed a new dash on here, and you know, now you've got your buttons sunken in here, and the handle is more integrated into the rest of the HVAC controls, which by the way are the same. We've got our locker controls, our auxiliary buttons, which I think are standard now on most models. Off-road plus sway bar, our 12 volt, our media ports down here,
So does
most
it
models, which by the way
yeah, it does have
are the
two-wheel drive.
smashed a new dash controls, our auxiliary buttons, which I think are standard now.
2 high,
Most
4 high
models,
auto.
off-road plus sway bar,
Neutral,
our 12
4L.
volt, our media
4.
ports down here below.
I couldn't read
But
that
let's
one.
talk a little. Your buttons
Go back to
sunken
there.
in here, and the handle is more integrated into the rest of the HVAC controls.
Can't read that. Let's go 4K then.
Which, by the way, are the same. Our media ports. I'm gonna see if I can turn the brightness down. Hang on. If you turn your headlights on, you can dim the screen. But if your headlights are set to automatic, it's always gonna be super bright and glary. Because if I was driving, I don't want my maps way over here on this side, and then having media controls over here. It doesn't look like we can. Oh, there we go. We can flip it. Awesome. There. Now our map's bigger. Now our media controls are a little bit more reasonable. And there you go. That just connects automatically. And when your headlights are on, we'll turn the headlights on. This will switch over. Now, the menus, here's the default maps that are built into the Jeep. We've got all our climate controls in here. We can come in and make adjustments. You can still make your climate control updates with these physical buttons. And we go through here. We come down to here. We've got the vehicle. Now we've got our forward facing camera on this, and we can see out the front. And this is really kind of funny because why couldn't we just have this go all the way across? Maybe update the camera, Jeep, so that we don't need a Jeep logo on one side and a camera on the other. And that's the same for reverse or with the front mounted camera. That seems
you can't see
like
them both at the same time.
A little bit of an oversight with that. We've still got our off-road pages that we can come in here, upgrade.
That's one thing about like getting some of these newer ones is that you're kind of locked into using what you already have. Upgrading that would be extremely difficult or impossible. Okay. So let's look at some years, I guess. So pretty much 2015 to 2018. Yeah. Rim. Automatic. V6. I ain't doing that shit. What Jeeps have the 3 liter? I don't know. Question. Uh, that's a lot of price drops. 73 of them. Let's see. Location. Okay. 5 miles, or even like 10 miles. A lot of them still. Jeez. $150,000? Get that bug out of here. So I mean, max we're probably gonna do is 40. I don't want black. Probably Rubicon is what I would get. That looks a little much. Let's see what the brown looks like. I definitely don't like that. Stupid. Car is red. The delivery. No. Only this one. I mean, it does look good. Got leather seats. I'm not a huge fan of that. Oh, it's got a little water. It's got a little water. I'm not sure I like the mean, it could be removable, but it's probably mounted in weird spots. Yeah, it's mounted there. Looks like it's mounted on top. That red dash is a little wild. Wait, this is a JL. Look that. $20K, it's not bad. Okay, this one's a good option. Is it this one? No, that's an option too. This one. This one too expensive. Holy shit. I guess it does have body matched panels. One? No. 2015. Leather seats. How they looking? Okay. Release vehicle too. So expensive. So this one's in sterling. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. Let me grab this. And let me also grab this one. So this one's got less mileage on it. It does look clean. Oh, it's got a hardtop. They both have hardtops? Yep. Let's add real colors. Silver. Ooh. Ooh. Dean. The blues look kind of good sometimes. Not really. That's a JL. That's a JL. That's a JL. That's a JL. JL. Why is this one's? I mean, it's got 160,000. Yeah, up there. It's on-roaded a lot. That's a lot. A lot of mileage. I just don't want a black car. I really don't. Can I exclude colors? No. Again, another black. Okay, so we may be going to Sterling. So it's 3K below. This is at what dealer? Auto Nation Honda Dulles. All right, now it's time to pull out the iPads right here. ChatGPT. All right. Hey, what things to look out for when buying 2016 Wrangler JK Rubicon? Okay. Hello. Hey, ChatGPT. Say something. Okay. What to look out when buying or looking for a late model JK Jeep Wrangler?
Transmission frame and rust. Closely, the frame is rusty. Check for any everything electrical. Electrical functioning. Battery battery's health and soft top working at the top for any check if online effect on soft or hard. Let me know.
Wait. Do the 4xe only have features? Cool.
Standard YE plug-in finds a gap offering electric only mode.
So I really like cooled seats and heated steering wheel. Which Wranglers have these? Is it for XEs only?
Are available. Available. YE model. They're also available. The high
How easy is it to replace the radio in a JL Jeep?
ALG Wrangler. Extra
Well, not replace it, but upgrade it. Sorry.
in a JLG Wrangler is relative steps to back of the adapter dashboard. Test the battery.
So,
Radio
I mean,
ensure
so if I'm really looking for, I really want an automatic V6, something with like cooled seats, uh, is really the Wrangler JL the option here?
yes. Offers the powerful available leather and JLG. Other G. Let me know.
How would I figure out if I'm looking at Car Gurus and I don't see a feature called cooled seats? Should I just look for leather seats?
Fire trees like Sahara often protect trees like Sahara likely to leather seed. Leather connection ventilate. Contacting the seller directly. Let me know.
I know, it smells so good. Oh. If you're wondering about this, because the sun's in a terrible position, so I've got to hold.
But you'll remember, the Demon Child was the first JL that was ever done to, where they put air-conditioned capability,
Okay, here we go.
along with heating capability, into a seat.
Into a JL.
And that was with cat skins, and it was amazing. And we've been essentially.
But it was a custom job at the time.
Yeah, at the time they didn't. It wasn't a retail option, which has changed, and we'll go more into that in a.
Jeez. Why such shitty?
In a little bit when we really show you, like, because now it is a retail option. That's kind of our fault. You're welcome. But basically,
Are you saying you're welcome to cat skin or the people?
all of them. We're benefiting and they're benefiting, and we're about to benefit also, additionally, in addition to what we benefited from the Demon, because basically we were spoiled and we want freaking cold seats in the Stepchild now. So that's what we're doing. We're going to completely strip the OE covering off of this, because Catskins is not a seat cover, it is a full, complete
Upholstery
replacement.
Now that the seat's like fully apart, you can actually see like this gel-filled bag right here is actually your weight sensor. So when you sit in the seat, and then it knows that you're in, or like
If
an
you need a
occupancy.
seatbelt or
This is
not,
the
yeah.
occupancy sensor. So when you push down this, it like sends a signal knowing. Now what's really cool is this bag you see here just lays on top of the seat. You don't have to remove the seat heater, the original
The
seat
factory
heater.
one.
And it's gonna lay here. So this is where all the heat or the cooling blows through. Where in ours, since it was a custom setup and this wasn't
The
desi-
Demon,
the
the old
demon and
Demon.
the Demon, they actually had to cut out all the foam and make room for this to sit in there and sit flat. But what they did is on the cover itself, they actually went to a thinner foam.
Wait, can you
to make up the
add?
difference.
Can we add aftermarket Wrangler JK cooled seat? Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, not available. That's stupid.
Difference between this, so this just sits here. It actually is like recessed in the pouch here, so they flip-flopped it basically. Before this was all covered, and they would have to recess this into the foam cushion. This is like it's squishy, and then this is the module. So this module, you have the fan and you have the heating and cooling coil. So right there is this just sits. Yeah. This sits here. It gets wired up. The air blows in down through that.
One-off.
It was
funsy, like, you know what, we don't do that normally, but
like if you really want it,
we can probably piece it together. Product.
Because if you do,
right? Because we have this awesome product that works really well and does everything we need it to do.
So they do have a full retail production version to add not just replacement upholstery to make your rig
custom
way
and
more
cool.
And comfortable, because they're way more comfortable than the factory seats. In addition to that, it's improved because now it's both cooled and heated, which is sick.
That's an added
video.
It's an added option, and this isn't something that
it's possible now, though.
But
it wasn't before.
Right.
You're welcome.
This isn't something that you recommend somebody do at home.
Absolutely not.
No.
This is definitely, you got to know what you're doing. You need a professional to do it. Obviously, if you do it wrong, it won't work right. Yep. So, spot on to get it. Have us do it and
you've
make
already
it right.
seen some of the I've shown you some of the process so far, but this is not at all an installation video. They have certified installers
throughout the country.
It's absolutely
changed it up.
And they're all sitting in cat skins.
Well, but everything else is leather.
Gotcha.
You won't find that on any OEM. All the OEM, the facing, that's leather. It's the when you're sitting in your seat, and I don't want to call out anyone specifically, but all the OEMs have really decontented their leather interiors. I'll use the Ford Mustang as an example. You know that little patch on the inside of the rear seat, or the lean back of your seat, and the little patch in the cushion?
Yeah, just like at the bottom of your butt,
right.
Like your tailbone.
Just a little patch right there. That's what's leather. Everything else is vinyl. So they get away with calling it leather trimmed interior. But everything on a cat skin interior that touches your skin, the facing, that's leather. It's the sides and back that are vinyl.
Okay, so it's like after the piping or whatever.
Right.
So everything
after
else
that seam,
down the center.
But everything else is leather.
Gotcha.
You won't find that on any OEM. All the OEMs have decontented their interiors to either no leather at all.
I mean, it makes sense why it's. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So we're very proud of the fact that our interiors include way more leather.
Well, you know, as soon as I knew as soon as I touched, as soon as it was on there, and you touch it, it's softer. Like there's a little more foam to it. And then it actually moves. Like you sit and you can put.
Machine.
That's pretty.
Well, I know you may want to cut this a bit. Oh, I love the smell of raw leather. It's like no, those are tanning chemicals.
Is it?
Raw leather smells like a dead cow.
Yeah, it smells like a dead cow.
This is cool. So it's an option.
Counterintuitive, right?
I mean, it works.
Oh yeah, here's the American flag perf. See it? Top section comes down here to create the flag, just with perf holes. Right here, these folks are doing our combining. Now I told you about the vinyl that has the foam attached to it.
Yeah.
Well, the cows don't come with foam attached, so we have to attach the foam to the leather right here.
Okay. So they're stitching all.
They're stitching the foam to the leather before the pieces go and end up into our sewing cells down here, which they can have their little soap and a towel part. Rates of leather that don't belong to us. This is.
Like, no thank you. No thank you.
No,
These pieces, she scans them into this scanner, monster scanner.
So this is, again, it's equipped with full heating and cooling elements. So this
I believe that's
pieces are done. Hello. This is her job. She takes the scanner.
Right, so this is what our seats look like factory. And this is the after. So this is, again, it's equipped with full heating and cooling elements. And it cools all the way up, and it heats all the way up, and it heats all the way up.
It's where all the perforated is at.
Cools, right?
So
Yeah, the
everywhere you see
perforation.
the perforation is where it heats
Yeah.
and cools.
This is just, look at the difference. Those look so sick, and they're so
Just the money cost to get the ship them, or I don't know. I mean, that's definitely cool. But look, they put it on a trailer, so they had to drive it somewhere pretty far, I guess.
drive home. But the seats are in, they look fantastic.
Thank you, Captain.
Oh,
is it? So good.
Oh, I love
Yeah, so
We were at Magnaflow. I told you there was one more pit stop that we had to make before we could take the stepchild back home.
and now the stepchild's not on the trailer, so we're at the pit stop.
Kevin and I, for a while now, like for the last 6 months to a year, have been going back and forth on whether or not we want to reinstall the factory seats back into the stepchild. Because if you'll remember,
We have PRP seats. So we pulled the factory seats out and we installed these PRP seats, which work wonderfully with harnesses. However, I never really used the harnesses
Not
like ever.
once.
Like once going fast one time.
once.
If you're wondering about this, because the sun's in a terrible position, so I've got to hold this up so the camera's
He's
not...
providing me shade so you
Yeah.
guys aren't blinded.
There you go. Two things. I'm not exactly tall. I'm not short, but I'm not tall. I'm right in that sweet spot of
Not short, but not tall.
Middleness. When you put the brackets on for the seats, I'm all the way forward, and I still sometimes when I'm doing super steep crawls and stuff, it's hard for me to hit the pedals firmly. Short people problems.
With the seat bracket, seat positioning was really difficult to get right, and we still never quite managed it.
Yeah, and being that I pulled the harness bar out, I pulled the harnesses out because they were kind of just in the way and I never used it. And the harness bar being in a street Jeep is pretty dangerous for rear passengers.
Which we don't have often, but we have often enough for it to be a concern.
A concern. If somebody doesn't have their seatbelt on that I didn't see, I hit the brakes. Dogs aren't seatbelted in, they
we get
hit
crashed. Yeah.
it. Yeah, dogs aren't. If somebody doesn't hit
But we have often enough for it to be a concern.
A concern. If somebody doesn't have their seatbelt on that I didn't see, I hit the brakes. Dogs aren't seatbelted in, they
we get
hit
crashed. Yeah.
Yeah, harness is out, and now I'm like, I miss having the AC and heated seats that we put in the Demon.
Yep.
So
If you
do anything with those, I wasn't ever going to until we.
I mean, where's... orange? It's like Rio raw leather. Yeah. Diamond pattern's kind of cool. If we were looking at what? A gray? Interesting, interesting. Let's save it though. We'll go. Gray? I don't know. This over here. Installation takes generally 1 day. That's not bad. Okay. I already got an email. Check it. Check. Check it out. Work it out. Come on. Going on iPad. Okay, so I had to call, and it's EST time, so that's before it even starts. What is so cat skin? I absolutely hate. Okay. Settings. Okay. Did that solve it? Nope. Ah! So fucking stupid.
Hello guys, welcome to my new tab like this. So you just need to open up new tab and search for anything over here. And after searching it, you will be
Okay. Blah. This? Why is there so many freaking options?
get this 3 slash over here. Click on it. Click on settings.
The fucking Bing thing?
Click on more. And now you just need to scroll down. Under the results, you can able to see the option open links from search results in a new tab or window. You just need to uncheck it and select save for save changes. Now if you open up any links like this, it will be open up in this tab, guys. That's all you have to do it, guys. That's it for today's video, guys. Give me a like and subscribe. Thank you.
It's not working, you piece of shit.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today
This
we are going to
is
see how
absolutely
to resolve
ridiculous.
if the Microsoft Edge. Hello guys.
God. Okay. Let's close all this stuff. Let's reopen Edge. Wow. This is stupid. Why didn't it? Oh. Okay. You gotta freaking save it. That's stupid. You just spam me with the same email? Yeah, they did. Oh, don't keep doing that. 'Cause it's which Wrangler Get an eco diesel. I don't know. Okay. Well, this is a good dock here. So the does so. Okay, well let's see where this one dealer is. Map it out here. Okay. The one is in Silver Spring, Maryland. I'm not doing that today. Um. All right. I think we're gonna cut it there. I'm not gonna get to Horizon, but it is what it is. No one's even watching, anyways. But yeah, I might go test drive some vehicles today. Yeah. Sayonara. Oh, let's look at this. Um. Was it? Oh, Alright, I'm not sure. Bit rate speed test. I don't know. I mean, I'm well above. Twitch supported bit rate. So do we have? Okay. Here we go. This might be good. Start it here. I don't have the NVIDIA shit, but I have 264, H264. Should I use H.264 or X.264 for streaming? The 98 AMD 98. I think it's the 9800. Oh, about my 9800 X3D. Yo, what's going on? RSP. Just looking around at some encoding. Oh, I mean, 2025. AMD's hardware encoder AMF is an absolute tire and diaper fire. It's got awful levels of bad. So we'll try that next time. I'm not sure. Let's see. Is my So we're only doing 1080p. This looks like a great page. To 60 FPS, okay. Audio codec. It's AAC. The only option I have. DBR. Video codec. YouTube streaming AV1 versus 265. 264. I guess I can throw back the desktop video. Okay. So AMD hardware AV1, AMD hardware. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm getting terrible quality right now. What if I look up my YouTube channel? and watch. I mean, that looks good. Maybe we change the settings to software. Okay, so we're gonna try to do this. Uh, oh. Okay, I don't think I can edit this while we're streaming. So I'll mess around with these settings and come back later. So peace out.